Good morning, class 5. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend and you're doing fine. So, today is Monday, the 14th of September, and we are back with the one that got away. Okay, so instead of wasting too much of time, and we just go ahead with it. Like it was about the teachers, which the teacher Mrs. Cooper had said that you have to bring something interesting to class. She had told everybody, and Malcolm was the boss sitting at the back. He was saying that we should bring that. He was very inquisitive and superstitious about it, that why did she say that why did she say that we are going to bring something. So actually we don't use pronouns, we actually you have to have use we, our. That doesn't mean that I am going to bring something. You say what are we bringing tomorrow. Altogether it's the way to speak instead of using pronouns. Okay, so it's a possessive pronoun, we, our. Okay, so it's like that. So wonder why she said we. She wasn't going to bring anything. Something interesting, Mrs. Cooper said, everyone else together. What are we going to do then? Stand up and talk about it, Mrs. Cooper. So we have done all this part. So they put up the chairs and he said amen, and the chairs were all, they took their coats and they all walked off. Malcolm walked himself. Mrs. Cooper had told him to find something interesting on Monday. Now it was Thursday and he still hadn't come up with any bright ideas, right? And so it was quite difficult for him to understand what to bring and what not to bring. There were plenty of things that he found interesting, but the trouble was they seemed to interest. They never seem to interest anyone else. Like it differs from person to person, right? Now I may get interested with something and you may not, but it was on a basic idea that you have to bring something that which you are interested in. So sometimes we forget to understand what the teacher is wanting to tell us. Last time this had happened, he had brought along his favorite stone and shown it to the class. Very nice, Malcolm, Mrs. Cooper had said. Now tell us what's interesting about it. He had not known what to say. Surely anyone looking at the stone could see how interesting it was. Mary was going to bring her gerbil. James and Sarah and William had loudly discussed rare shells and fossils, and the only spider in the world with 5 legs. Generally, how many legs does a spider have? 6 legs. Okay. So here, gerbil in the sense is they are talking about what to say, explaining things to you guys. Like I don't like to explain word meanings while I'm in the book. Gerbil is a small desert animal like a mouse. Is often kept as a pet. Fossils are preserved remains of animals or plants. You know what are fossils, and shells. So that's what it is all about. So last time he had brought a stone, and a stone. I might feel it interesting. What people think, I don't care. And Mary and was going to bring the gerbil, that small type of rat which is found in the desert. James and Sarah and William had loudly discussed rare shells and fossils, and the only spider in the world with 5 legs. They want to bring that. It can't be a spider then, said David, who was eavesdropping. He was listening quietly. Eavesdropping is listening to someone else talking. It had an accident, William said. Isobel intended to bring her pocket calculator and show them how it could write her name by punching in 738051. Okay. And turning it upside down. So if you turn it upside down, it's going to be like that only, because that 8 is going to look like a B. So these are very interesting. She did this every time, but it still looked interesting, sometimes. So Malcolm could think of nothing. Malcolm was a different type of person. Sometimes different children are much more better to deal with. When he reached home, he went up to his bedroom and looked at the shelf where he kept important things. His twig that looked like a stick, insect, his marble that looked like a glass eye, the penny with a hole in it, and the Siamese twin jelly babies. Uh, yes, Siamese twin jelly babies, one red, one green, and stuck together back to back. He noticed that they were now stuck to the shelf too. His stone had once been there as well, but after class 4 had said it was boring, he had to put it back in the garden. He still went to see it sometimes. You know, they have these twin jelly babies, these jelly type of toys, which they stick anywhere you want to stick them, they keep on shaking. So, what he really needed was something that could move about, like Mary's gerbil or William's five-legged spider. He sat down on his bed and began to think. Now he's cooking up his brain. He's got many things interesting, but people don't understand his interest. That's not Malcolm's fault. That's the fault of the people who don't understand. On Friday after assembly, class 4 began to be interesting. Mary kicked off with the gerbil that whirred around its cage like a hairy balloon with the air escaping. What happens when you leave a balloon with full of air? It goes this side, that side. That cage, it's running around inside the cage like that, a hairy balloon full of hair. Then they saw William's lame spider on Friday, and James' fossil, Jason's collection of snail shells stuck one on top of the other like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and David's bottled conkers that he had kept in an airtight jar for 3 years. They were still as glossy as new shoes. Conkers are stones, Conkers are actually nuts with hard shells, They look like stones, but they're nuts with hard shells. Conkers, they're kept inside a jar. They were still as glossy as new shoes, they were shining. Then it was Malcolm's turn. He went up front and held out a matchbox. He had chosen it very carefully. It was the kind with the same label, top and bottom, so that when you opened it, you could never be sure that it was the right way up and all the matches fell out. Malcolm opened it upside down and jumped. Mrs. Cooper jumped too. Malcolm threw himself down on hands and knees and looked under the desk. "What's the matter?" Cooper said. "It's fallen out," Malcolm cried. "What is it?" Mrs. Cooper edging away. "I don't know. It's got 6 legs and sharp knees, and the sort of frilly ginger eyebrows on stalks." He pounced. "There it goes." "Where?" "Missed it," said Malcolm. "It's running under your chair, Mary." Mary squeaked and climbed on the table because she thought that was the right way to behave when creepy crawlies were about. "I see it," Jason yelled and jumped up and down. David threw a book in the direction that Jason was pointing, and James began beating the floor with a rolled up comic. "I got it! I killed it!" he shouted. "It's crawling up the curtain." Sarah and Mrs. Cooper, who was standing by the curtain, moved rapidly away from them. "It's over by the door," Mary shrieked, and several people ran to head it off. Chairs were overturned. Malcolm stood by Mrs. Cooper's desk with his matchbox. His contribution was definitely the most interesting thing that anyone had seen that morning. He was only sorry that he didn't see it himself. Can you imagine? So, he had made up a story in his mind that I'm going to take this matchbox. You don't know which is the right side or the wrong side because they have got labels on both the sides. So when you open it, sometimes the matchsticks fall out. Generally what we have, then the label is on the top, this is the right side. But if we open it, if the labels on both sides are the same design and same painting and same color, we tend to open it the wrong side and everything falls out. So actually there was nothing inside that box. He had tried to make something very interesting. Just as the box opened, he said, "Oh my God, it's fallen down." Everyone shrieked out. You know, I'll come back in the next video.